In the stillness of the present, we see that life truly exists only in this moment, not in the past that has passed away, nor in the future yet to come. Every unfolding moment is unique and never repeats. Before enlightenment, the mind often looks toward results, longing for a destination, believing that happiness will come only when we achieve something. Thus, work becomes a means to move forward, and the present is merely a stepping stone. Every action is covered with expectation and anxiety. We work while the mind wanders into events yet to come. Life right before our eyes is forgotten. The song of birds, the fragrance of flowers, the cool breath nourishing the body, all fade away. Working for a goal makes both body and mind tired. Energy is drained into images of the future and invisible fears. We live like one who runs endlessly, never stopping to see what is blooming around us. After awakening, the outer work may remain the same, but the way we are present changes. We do not work to gain a reward somewhere far away. We work to live fully in each moment of the task itself. Each movement becomes a part of life. Each breath flows with each action. There is no gap between the doer and the deed. Only life expressing itself through these hands and this heart. When working for the work itself, the mind is freed from the weight of results. There is no waiting, no fear of failure. The heart is as peaceful as a stream flowing through the mountains, cool and quiet. Then every task, no matter how small, becomes a doorway to stillness. Labor is no longer a burden. It is a sacred chance to nurture gratitude and love. Washing a dish, sweeping a path, arranging a desk, all can hold the whole universe when done with mindfulness. The hand is no longer just a hand. It is the continuation of earth, water, fire, and wind. It is the heartbeat of all beings sharing one breath. In the present, the boundary between work and meditation dissolves. Work is meditation. Each breath joins with each movement. Each step joins with the heartbeat. We no longer see ourselves as a separate person working. We are life itself, moving through this form. When the mind is calm, work is light. The body moves but does not tire. Energy is not drained by worry or regret. We stop seeking recognition from others. We stop comparing ourselves to anyone. We simply act with all our heart, like a flower offering fragrance for no one, for no reason but its pure nature. In the light of the present, every action becomes pure. There is no greed, no fear. This is true freedom. Enlightenment does not change our outer form. It changes how we are present. each moment becomes whole and meaningful. Living this way, we no longer work in order to live. We live within the work itself. Each gesture becomes a silent sutra. Each moment becomes a mantra, guiding the mind back to its pure and boundless source. There, time disappears. Only life remains, smiling in this very moment. And when we understand the power of the present, we no longer fear what will come. We no longer regret what has passed. We walk through life with a peaceful heart, letting each passing day be a song of mindfulness, and letting each task be a flower offered to the world.
In the endless flow of life, every person, whether talented or ordinary, will face moments of danger and times of safety. Talent does not guarantee absolute safety, nor does ordinariness mean eternal peace. The story of the tree being cut and the goose reminds us that what truly matters is not how much talent we have, but the ability to choose the right way to live, knowing when to shine and when to withdraw. If the time is favorable, stand firm like an ancient tree beneath the sky, letting the light of wisdom and virtue spread, letting courage guide many others. But when storms approach, know how to be still like a snake coiled within a rock crevice, preserving life, guarding strength for the day to rise again. The wise are not those always at the front line, nor those forever hiding in the shadows. They are like the dragon and the snake. When the time comes, the dragon flies above the clouds, bringing timely rain and gentle winds. When the time is not ripe, the dragon dives deep, gathering strength, waiting for the moment when it can rise with nothing to hold it back. Life is not always a stage to display talent, nor a battlefield to win every time. It is a river with calm stretches and rushing rapids. The art of living is to go with the flow when the waters are gentle and anchor oneself when great waves arise. If we press forward without heeding warnings, we may become the tall tree cut down in a storm. But if we remain forever timid, we will miss the chance to contribute and shine. Knowing when to advance and when to retreat is wisdom. Having humility and courage in the right place is virtue.
A light too bright may dazzle others, but a light that shines when needed brings warmth and trust. Withdrawing at the right time is not weakness, but the wisdom of one who understands that everything has its season. In the Dharma, the mindful person does not swing between the extremes of blind effort or careless resignation. They know how to follow conditions without surrendering, how to follow the times without losing their true mind. This adaptability allows us to pass through trials without exhaustion and seize opportunities without arrogance. When advancing, we step forward with all sincerity, not for rivalry or pride. When retreating, we return with peace, without regret or blame. This is the art of keeping the mind like a still lake, reflecting the sky, whether clouds are white or dark, unmoved by strong winds, unclouded by sudden rain. Living in this way, we understand that the greatest victory is not over others, but over the impatience and fear within ourselves. When we are no longer bound by the need to always shine or always feel safe, we find freedom. Freedom to stand when the moment arrives, and freedom to sit when rest is needed. Like the wiser ones, knowing that life is impermanent and times change, we do not cling to one fixed way of living. Sometimes a timely step forward changes an entire life, and sometimes a timely step back saves the whole journey. Those who live this way move gently through seasons of sun and rain, peaceful before all changes, and in any circumstance keep a heart as steady as a mountain, a mind as bright as a torch, and a spirit as soft as water.
In daily life, there are many times we find ourselves angry, upset, or hurt by someone's words or actions. Most of these bursts of anger do not come only from what they did, but from our habit of imposing our own values, desires, and views onto them. We believe they should act according to our standards, say what we wish to hear, and do what we consider right. When they do not, the mind reacts, creating discomfort and even resentment. But if we look deeply, we will see that these expectations are the true root of our distress. In Zen, there is an image called the empty boat. If a boat is drifting on a river and collides with ours, and there is no one in it, we will not be angry. We know it is only the wind and the current. But if there is someone rowing that boat and they collide with us, anger easily arises. The difference lies not in the collision itself, but in the meaning we give it to it. When we see the person who disturbs us as an empty boat, we understand that their actions come from ignorance, habits, or their own circumstances, not from an intention to target us. We stop interpreting, stop assigning bad motives, and stop making ourselves the victim of our assumptions. From there, the mind is no longer hurt, and emotions remain under our control. The empty boat attitude does not mean indifference or neglect. It is the release of expectations, allowing us to see everything with openness and calm. When we no longer demand that others match us, we feel much lighter.
We see that everyone is walking their own path with limits and pains we cannot fully see. They react in ways shaped by their conditioning since childhood, often without full awareness. If we hold on to anger, we only chain ourselves to the cycle of suffering. But if we let go, we are free. Like a river, when the water is muddy, we cannot force it to clear instantly. Only by leaving it still will the silt settle and the water become clear again. The mind is the same. When faced with something unpleasant, if we react too quickly, we stir up more mud. But if we pause and observe, as if looking at an empty boat, the mind will not be so disturbed. In that state, we can choose to respond with understanding and compassion rather than impulsiveness and resentment. Living with the empty boat attitude is knowing that no one truly makes us suffer except the way we receive events. Others' words are only sounds, Their actions only images, and the meaning we attach to them determines how we feel. When we let go of the habit of attaching meaning, we find a remarkable lightness. Smiles return more quickly. The heart becomes more at ease. This is not avoidance, but mastery of oneself. Like a skilled boatman who does not waste time cursing the wind, but skillfully turns the oar to continue the journey. When we look at life with an open, empty mind, every collision becomes a lesson. Those who annoy us become teachers of patience. Those who anger us reveal our own weaknesses. Each time we keep calm, we take one more step on the path of practice. In this way, we no longer fear collisions because we know we have enough inner space to receive them. The empty boat cannot be sunk, for it carries no burden. Likewise, a mind free from expectations and fixed judgments cannot be hurt. When we understand and live this way, we will see ourselves freer than ever before.
We see that everyone is walking their own path, with limits and pains we cannot fully see. They react in ways shaped by their conditioning since childhood, often without full awareness. If we hold on to anger, we only chain ourselves to the cycle of suffering. But if we let go, we are free. Like a river, when the water is muddy, we cannot force it to clear instantly. Only by leaving it still will the silt settle and the water become clear again. The mind is the same. When faced with something unpleasant, if we react too quickly, we stir up more mud. But if we pause and observe as if looking at an empty boat, the mind will not be so disturbed. In that state, we can choose to respond with understanding and compassion rather than impulsiveness and resentment. Living with the empty boat attitude is knowing that no one truly makes us suffer except the way we receive events. Others' words are only sounds, their actions only images, and the meaning we attach to them determines how we feel. When we let go of the habit of attaching meaning, we find a remarkable lightness. Smiles return more quickly. The heart becomes more at ease. This is not avoidance, but mastery of oneself. Like a skilled boatman who does not waste time cursing the wind, but skillfully turns the oar to continue the journey. When we look at life with an open, empty mind, every collision becomes a lesson. Those who annoy us become teachers of patience. Those who anger us reveal our own weaknesses. Each time we keep calm, we take one more step on the path of practice. In this way, we no longer fear collisions because we know we have enough inner space to receive them. The empty boat cannot be sunk, for it carries no burden. Likewise, a mind free from expectations and fixed judgments cannot be hurt. When we understand and live this way, we will see ourselves freer than ever before. In life, people often want to begin only when they believe they will succeed. We fear failure, fear that our efforts will not be rewarded, fear the looks of disapproval and the words of judgment. Because of this, many dreams are abandoned at the very first thought, buried by fear before they have a chance to sprout. Yet, the value of an action does not lie only in the final outcome. It lies in the attitude, in the effort, in the spirit of daring to move forward even when the road ahead is uncertain. Even if we know we will fail, we can still choose to act. For when we dare to act, we send a message to life that meaning and faith are not dependent solely on victory. Like a candle burning in the night, even knowing it will burn out, it still shines to bring warmth and light to those around it. In the Dharma, acting with a pure mind matters more than the result. Every result is impermanent, but the state of mind while doing leaves a lasting imprint on ourselves and those we touch. A kind word may not change the circumstances, but it can soothe pain. A helping hand may not solve all the difficulties, but it can plant a seed of hope. Failure does not mean losing everything. Failure is only a form of experience, and such experience still nurtures wisdom, patience, and compassion. If we live only to avoid failure, life will shrink and the soul will dry up. But if we dare to live and dare to try, we will see that even when we do not get what we wanted, we still receive more than we imagined. A person planting a tree may know they will not live to see it bloom and bear fruit, yet they still plant it, knowing that its shade and flowers will be for others. In every breath, we can sow such wholesome seeds.
Every good action sends ripples outward, even if our eyes do not see them right away. Just like dropping a pebble into a lake, the circles will travel farther than we think. If we know we will fail, yet still choose to act, it means we have risen above attachment to results. That is true freedom. We act because we see it as the right thing to do, not because we expect a return. This frees us from pressure, from anxiety, and allows the mind to be more at peace. Each step becomes part of the practice, not a race to win a prize. Looking back, we will see that the moments we gave our best, regardless of the outcome, are the memories we cherish most. They nurture self-respect and belief in our own worth. They remind us that we lived fully and did not miss opportunities out of fear. Some efforts do not succeed, but open other doors, leading us to people, experiences, and lessons we would never have known otherwise. Sometimes, failure is the way the universe redirects us to a more suitable path. In Buddhism, every result is simply the meeting and dispersing of conditions. Therefore, the attitude when acting is the root of merit. An action arising from compassion and wisdom will leave wholesome energy in the world, regardless of the outer result. And this energy, over time, will ripen into sweet fruit somewhere at some moment we do not expect. Even if we know we will fail, we can still choose to move forward, for the real value does not lie in reaching the destination, but in having the courage to take the step, to bring love and meaning into each action. Living this way, we are no longer bound by the fear of failure, but see each day a chance to plant and to offer. Then, failure is no longer the end, but simply a low note in the symphony of life.
On the path to truth,
Many believe that the more suffering one endures, the closer one comes to enlightenment. They think that extreme asceticism is the only way, that the more the body is punished, the more the mind will be purified. Yet the story of the Buddha tells a different truth. Before his enlightenment, he left the royal palace, abandoning all comfort to seek liberation. He tried the most severe ascetic practices, fasting almost completely, meditating in the cold wind or under the blazing sun, denying his body any rest. For 6 years he lived like this. His body was reduced to skin and bones, his breath was faint, and his mind clouded. His strength drained until even the act of concentration became difficult. In a moment of near exhaustion, he saw a clear truth. Extreme asceticism did not open the door to wisdom, but destroyed both body and mind. The body is a vehicle for practice. When the vehicle is broken, the journey ends. From that moment, he abandoned self-mortification and accepted a bowl of milk porridge from Sujata to restore his health. Many thought this was weakness, but in truth, it was the turning point that led him to enlightenment. Through this decision, he discovered the middle way, a balance between indulgence and self-denial. The middle way does not chase sensual pleasures, nor does it drown in self-punishment. It teaches living in moderation, nourishing both body and mind to serve the highest purpose. The Buddha understood that suffering by itself does not bring wisdom. If one endures without reflection, suffering will only harden or exhaust the mind. Enlightenment comes from seeing clearly the nature of suffering, its cause, and the path to its cessation. This requires alertness, a calm mind, and enough health to sustain practice. Many mistakenly think that suffering is a way to repay karma or purify oneself. But without wisdom, it is only wasted depletion. In contrast, when we care for body and mind, we create the right conditions for insight to grow. The middle way is like the art of tuning a stringed instrument. If the string is too loose, the sound will be weak. If it is too tight, it will snap. Only when it is tuned just right will the sound be full and resonant. The life of practice is the same. Too much indulgence will let the mind be carried away. Too much severity will darken it. Balance is the soil where wisdom and compassion grow together. The Buddha's story shows us that enlightenment is not for those who suffer the most, but for those who live in truth, understand the law of cause and effect, and use all resources wisely. Caring for the body is like protecting the boat that carries us across the river. If the boat is damaged by harshness, we will sink before reaching the shore. Enduring suffering does not bring enlightenment, but understanding and transforming it opens the door to liberation. When we learn this lesson, we will no longer see self-punishment as noble. We will appreciate each meal, each sleep, each moment of rest, for all of them are fuel for the journey to awakening. We will see that peace is not merely the final reward, but the path itself, where each step already carries the taste of freedom.
The enlightenment of the Buddha is not merely the story of a spiritual master who lived more than 2,000 years ago,
but a shining example that points the way back to the pure mind for all beings. He realized that Buddha-like wisdom is already complete within each person, lacking nothing, neither superior nor inferior in anyone. Yet, over countless lifetimes, this wisdom has been obscured by the three poisons: greed, anger, and ignorance. Greed drives us to grasp and cling, never feeling enough, always chasing what we like and avoiding what we dislike. Anger makes us quick to resent, to oppose, to build barriers between ourselves and others. Ignorance clouds the mind, causing us to live in illusion and fail to see the true nature of life. These three poisons are like dense black clouds covering the sky, blocking the light of wisdom. The sun is still present, but we imagine it has disappeared. When the Buddha attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, he did not receive wisdom from anyone or from some supernatural force. He simply released all the clouds of delusion so that the sun of wisdom already within could shine forth brilliantly. This shows that enlightenment is not about gaining something new, but about returning to our original nature, complete, clear, and free. Thus, practice cannot be confined to a few hours of meditation each day. Meditation is a precious tool, but if we see it as the entirety of practice, we separate the path from life. In truth, practice is living mindfully in every moment, clearly aware of each thought, word, and deed. When greed arises, we see it and do not let it lead us. When anger appears, we recognize it, breathe deeply, and let it dissolve. When ignorance clouds the mind, we return to mindfulness to illuminate it. The three poisons cannot disappear through theory alone. They are transformed through very concrete actions in daily life. Yielding in argument, listening instead of rushing to refute, sharing instead of clinging, keeping silent when words could cause harm. Each time we do this, a layer of cloud is dispersed and the sky of wisdom opens a little more. Living mindfully means knowing that everything we do, from the greatest to the smallest, is an opportunity for practice. When washing dishes, we wash with full presence, feeling the warm water on our hands, not letting the mind wander. When walking, we feel our feet touch the ground, hearing the rhythm of our breath coming in and going out. When meeting another, we listen with our full presence, without judgment, without rushing to react. Practicing in this way, the three poisons gradually weaken and Buddha-like wisdom naturally appears. Enlightenment is not becoming someone else, not leaving this world behind, but living right in the midst of life while keeping a calm mind, a clear vision, and an open heart. This is the path the Buddha walked, and it is the path anyone can begin right now in the very things they are doing.
Zhuangzi once said that death is like returning home. It is not an absolute ending, but a natural part of the cycle of birth and death. Just as the four seasons turn, spring arrives and life flourishes. Summer shines bright, autumn leaves fall, winter rests in stillness, and then spring returns. Life and death follow one another like breathing, like the tides rising and falling, like day and night taking turns. When we understand this, we no longer see death as an enemy,
but as a natural transition. The fear of death comes mostly from attachment. We cling to the body, to possessions, to fame, to the people and things we love. We forget that all of these are temporary, like guests who stop for a moment and then leave. This body is only a temporary garment. When it is worn out, it will be replaced. When death comes, it only takes away this garment, while the deep essence of life continues, like a flame passed from one candle to another. Seen with wisdom, death is not a loss, but a transformation. Like a drop of water returning to the ocean, like a leaf falling to nourish the soil. Everything follows the law of renewal. Life does not disappear, it only changes form. Understanding this, we will grieve less when loved ones pass, and fear less when thinking of our own death. Sorrow will still be there, for love is real, but it will be a peaceful sorrow, not despair. We know that the one who has gone has only changed the way they are present. They remain in our memories, in the stories, in the teachings, and in the seeds of goodness they planted. Living with this view, we will cherish every moment we are alive. Each breath becomes precious. Each smile, each glance, each embrace becomes a gift. We will stop wasting time on resentment, conflict, or envy, knowing that time is not infinite. Death reminds us that everything is fragile, so we must love while we can, forgive while we still have the chance, and do good while there is still time. When we see death as part of life, we live differently. We choose to live so that if tomorrow we must leave, we have no regrets, no deaths of the heart, and no good deed left undone. Death, then, is no longer a lurking shadow, but a quiet friend reminding us to be mindful. It helps us let go more, appreciate more, and live more deeply. When the moment of departure comes, we can smile, knowing we have lived fully. The mark of love we leave will continue to spread, and our journey will carry on in a new form, like a river flowing into the sea, not lost, but merged into a wider, vaster space. The story of the two monks walking along a village road after the rain seems simple, yet it contains a profound lesson about the power of letting go. The road was wet, the mud deep, and at a large puddle, the two monks met a young woman in a beautiful dress, hesitating to cross for fear of getting dirty. Without a word, the elder monk immediately carried her to the other side, set her down, and continued walking. For him, the matter ended right there, as lightly as setting down an object. But for the younger monk, the story had not ended. All along the way, his mind was filled with thoughts about his senior's action. He kept silent, but the question weighed on him. By evening, unable to bear it, he asked, "Brother, we are monks. Why did you carry a woman?" The elder monk smiled and replied, "I put her down on the other side long ago, but you are still carrying her in your heart." That gentle answer was like a mirror held up to the younger monk's mind, and it is also a mirror for each of us. Many of the sufferings in life do not come from events themselves, but from our clinging and refusal to let go. An external event happens in a moment, but the holding on inside can last for days, years, or even a lifetime. When we keep an image, a word, or a memory in our heart, it becomes a burden, making our hearts heavy, our steps slower, and our wisdom clouded. Letting go does not mean forgetting carelessly, but seeing clearly, understanding its meaning, and setting the burden down when the time has come. Like someone carrying a sack of sand on their shoulder, only when they put it down do they feel light again. In life, there are matters of right and wrong that are already clear, yet we still hold on to anger or regret, wishing for explanations, for others to change, or for the past to return. But the more we hold, the more tired we become. Letting go is a gift we give ourselves. When the mind is light, wisdom is bright. We can see things clearly, act skillfully, and move forward without being bound by what has passed. The elder monk in the story did not let the act of carrying the woman become a burden, because he understood its purpose and its limits. He helped out of compassion, and when the act was done, his mind was also done. If we learn this, we will find life far more peaceful. Things come and go. We need only to give our best in the present, and then let them flow away like a river, without holding them in our hearts. The story of the full teacup is a profound reminder about humility and the ability to receive new wisdom. A well-known scholar, famous for his learning, came to a Zen master to seek the way. He believed he already understood much, knew much, and only needed to hear a few more words to be complete. Upon meeting, he spoke endlessly, recounting all the knowledge he had gathered, his personal experiences, and his views on truth. The Zen master sat quietly, never interrupting, slowly pouring tea into the scholar's cup. The tea rose to the brim, then overflowed, yet the master continued to pour. Alarmed, the scholar cried out, "Don't you see the cup is already full?" The master smiled gently and said, "When the cup is full, nothing more can be poured in. Your mind is already full of preconceptions. How can you take in new wisdom?" These words cut through the veil of self-satisfaction, revealing a truth the scholar had never seen. When the mind is crowded with old knowledge and arrogance, there is no space for new truths. In life, we too often carry full cups within us. These may be prejudices, past experiences, or unshakable beliefs we never question. Without noticing, we build walls around our minds, blocking new light from entering. Whenever we encounter something different from what we know, we respond by rejecting or arguing, instead of listening and observing. Learning and awakening require first the act of emptying. Emptying does not mean erasing memory or denying knowledge, but expanding the capacity of the mind, being ready to receive without being bound by what is already known. An empty cup is not without value. It is valuable because it can still be filled. Likewise, an empty mind is rich in potential to welcome and integrate wisdom from many directions. Letting go of arrogance is the first step. Arrogance makes us think we are already at the peak, that no one can give us anything new. But the way is vast without limit, and wisdom is like the ocean, while what we know is only a drop. If we cling to that drop and believe it is the whole sea,
we will never see the ocean. Prejudice is also a burden. It makes us see the world through a narrow frame, judge everything by old patterns, and miss the chance to notice differences that hold great value. When we dare to release prejudice, we truly begin to listen. And when we listen with an empty mind, every word, every experience, every story becomes a chance to broaden our vision. The full teacup is a reminder to look within ourselves daily. Does my mind still have space? If it does, I can keep learning, keep growing. If not, it is time to set down the cup, pour out what is stale, and invite the fresh and new to enter.
All the stories and lessons above, though different in their situations and characters, lead back to the same source of wisdom, living fully in mindfulness, letting go of the burdens of the past, opening the heart to receive the new, and looking at all changes with calm eyes. From understanding the power of the present, learning to act with flexibility, keeping the mind empty to receive wisdom, to facing death as a natural part of life's cycle, they are all steps on the journey back to oneself. When we let go of arrogance, set down prejudice, and free ourselves from attachment, we not only find serenity, but also open the gate to awakening. Life then is no longer a chain of days pulled by worries, but a gentle flow where every moment is precious and every breath is full of meaning. The path to enlightenment is not far away. It lies in every action we take, every thought we nurture, and every way we respond to what comes and goes. If each day we live with a pure heart, clear wisdom, and a boundless compassion, then in any circumstance, we are already walking the path of true freedom and happiness.